Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanan Namaskritya Narancharam Narottamam Deving Saraswatim Vyasam Utojayam Udirayet Nastapareshu Abareshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhaviti Naishtiki Shrinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Hiriyansto Hibadrani Vidunoti Suritsitam Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki. Let's read a couple more prayers from, why not? From Krishnadas Kaviraj. Tam Samrit Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vande Jagadgurum Shashanu Kampaya Swapi Mahadim Santare Sukham. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto the spiritual master of the entire world, Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even a dog can swim across a great ocean. Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Chandra Jaya Jaya Dvaita Jaya Jaya Nityananda. I have never heard it that way before, huh? This is the Adi-Lila 9th chapter, where he says like every chapter he gives some prayers. This chapter he chants like that. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is known as Gaura Hari. All glories to Dvaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. Jaya Jaya Sri Vasadi, Gaura Bhakta Gana. Savabhishta Putri Hetu Yanhara Smarana. All glories to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill all my desires, I remember their lotus feet. Sri Rupa Sanata Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. I also remember the 6 Goswamis, namely Rupa, Sanata, Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva, Gopal Bhatta, and Das Raghunath. E Sabe Prasadari, Liki Chaitanya Lila Guna, Jani Vana Jani, Kari Apana Sudana. It is by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and Gurus that I attempt to write about the pastimes and qualities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whether I know it or know not, it is for self-purification that I write this book. Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai. So we all should remember that he is very old. He's living in Vrindavan, disciple of Raghunath Das. Mahaprabhu has left. Some books about Chaitanya Leela have been composed. And because he was such a learned and great devotee, devotees approached him and said, please tell us more. Because we know you heard from Raghunath Das. We know you read the journal of Swarup Damodar. Please. So even though he is very old, he says he's invalid. You see some of the old devotees were just they can't even sit up straight. He says his hands are shaking. He can't hear and his eyes he can't see. But he says, Madan Mohan, the deity of Vrindavan, and the devotees have requested, so I am trying to do this service. So this shows you the nature of pure devotional service. Don't take pure devotional service to mean nice soft seat, plenty of nice prasadam all day, no difficulties, right? This is Vaikuntha, yes. Everything comfortable. No. The most extraordinary devotion has been manifested in these circumstances. He wasn't requested to do this when he was 50 years old. No, when everything is finished. Now you do. He doesn't have computer. He didn't have paper, typewriter. They're writing on boards, right? All from memory. Imagine how advanced. This is practically, they say he is Vyasadeva. Practically to speak to and write the way he did. It's extraordinary. We take it for granted. How he wrote, composes. How many people have been to Vrindavan like August, June? Very hot. No AC, no fan, nothing. And he's in the ecstasy. Our Srila Prabhupada, the same. Krishna didn't arrange for him to have millions of dollars, arrive in America, just start building everything. No. Extreme circumstance. But it's very glorious, isn't it? This temple is also such a battle. Anybody would have gave up. But look what is manifested, huh? So this is devotional service. It's like that. Don't think it's kind of Krishna's trick. Yes, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. What? I thought I was supposed to just be happy all the time. Lots of maha and everyone with the chamra. Right? You want some more burfi? Yes, take more burfi. No. So this way your love gets to be shown. It's easy to love when everything is nice, right? And when it's not nice, let's see how much love you have at that time. So we're going to read from the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi-Lila. It is the 4th chapter, text 67. My name is Shikhimahiti Das, the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. I came to the movement in 1974. I was like 18 years old, like some of you, young men. Krishna's mercy, for sure. And Diksha from Prabhupada in Chicago, 1975. And my Brahmin from Prabhupada in Mayapur, in 1977. And of course, book distribution, treasurer, so many services then. I went to Africa in 1980s, West Africa, East Africa, trying to start Krishna consciousness in those places. And I was recently temple president, New Vrindavan, Philadelphia. Currently co-president of Atlanta, which means I don't have to be there. But I'm preaching mostly China since 2017 and Vietnam recently. And I'm also currently ISKCON Diksha Guru for the last year. So we're going to read from Adi-Lila 467. It's a nice verse continuing the festival. The one-day festival for Radharani, that's not really sufficient. No. So you can have at least Adi and a post-festival. I think you all were hearing about Srimati Radharani before. So this verse is pretty nice because it also gets more technical details of Srimati Radharani. Not so much the Leela, which is also nice, But we are trying to come out of this illusion. So sometimes we need technical details to help us. So the verse is there, huh? All right. Krishna Bhagavata Jana Samvitera Sara Brahma Jnana Dika Sabha Tara Parivara Krishna Bhagavata Jnana Samvitera Sara Brahma Jnana Dika Sabha Tara Parivara Krishna Bhagavata Jnana Samvitara Sara Brahma Jnana Dika Sabha Tara Parivara Jai Bhagavata Jnana Samvitara Sara Anyone else? One more? Brahma Jnana Dika Sabatari Parivar. One more person. Krishna Re Bhagavata Jnana Samavitara Sara. Krishna in Krishna Bhagavata of the quality of being the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jnana, knowledge. Samvitara, of the knowledge potency. Sara, the essence. Brahma Jnana, knowledge of Brahman. Adhika, and so on. Sabha, all. Tara, of that. Parivara, dependence. Translation. The essence of the Samvit potency is knowledge that the Supreme Person of Godhead is Lord Krishna. So this is why people know and they don't know. They don't have Samvit. All other kinds of knowledge, such as the knowledge of Brahman, are its components. So all other knowledge is coming from that. But the essence of that knowledge is to know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. The activities of the Samvit Shakti produce the effect of cognition. So cognition means to be aware. Right? This thing is not aware. I'm smacking it. If I hit you, what? Why are you hitting me? You see, you're awake. You can feel it. Your cognition. You have cognition. Sri Krishna, the Supreme Person of God, has full knowledge of everything, everywhere. Everything. Even the little ant you don't know walking in a room, he knows it's there. Full knowledge. And therefore, there are no hindrances to his cognition. He knows everything. We don't, right? Mosquitoes getting ready to bite you. You have no idea until he bites you. Then you have to. He can have knowledge merely by glancing over an object, whereas innumerable impediments block the cognition of ordinary living beings. The cognition of the living beings has three divisions: direct knowledge, indirect knowledge, and perverted knowledge. Sense perception of material objects by the mundane senses, such as the eye, ear, nose, and hand, always produces definitively perverted knowledge. Right? I look in the distance and I see a light. I don't know what it is, but actually it's a train, but I'm too far. So your knowledge is perverted. So this illusion is a presentation of the material energy, which is influenced by the Samvit Shakti in a perverted manner. Samvit Shakti, in touch with material energy, now I see a light and I don't know what it is. If you're fully awake, you know exactly what it is. So negative cognition of an object beyond the reach of sense perception is the way of indirect knowledge. It's a little tricky, isn't it, in English? Which is not altogether imperfect, but which produces only fragmentary knowledge in the form of impersonal spiritualization and monism. Like, okay, there's cognition. We can see in the sky, the sun, the moon. Phenomenal things, aren't they? Where did they come from? I don't know. We have no idea. So it's fragmented, at least for the human beings. For the animals, there's no question of, right? You see sometimes the ants are walking on the sidewalk. They make their house here, and the food is over here. And why don't they just put the house on that side? Because there are people walking here. They're getting stepped on. They're not aware. Can you explain it to them? There's human beings here. You need to put your house over here. No. I don't even know a human being. What to speak, there's a mayor of Mumbai, a prime minister of India. You can't what to speak of explaining those things. Because his cognition is very low. All he knows is sugar, 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 sugar. That's it. So humans, we have more awareness. You know, there's the sun, there's the moon. Why am I born like this? Why? Fragmented knowledge. The demigods, higher awareness. They know Vishnu is the Supreme Person of Godhead. They know it. But they're also contaminated by Swargalok, right? Opulent. Oh, Krishna, please protect my enjoyment. Kill the demons. Kill the demons. You could have him as your friend. No. Just kill the demons. Indra, it's past time. Please kill that demon. He's taken my jewels. Okay, I'll kill the demon for you. Can I have one parijata tree? What? That's my tree. You can't have that. What is wrong with you? He's Supreme Person of Godhead. But cognition is, so. That is the example of the imperfect cognition. So, but when samvit factor of cognition is enlightened by the hladini potency of the same internal energy, right? There's Satchit Ananda. These three potencies are there. They work together, and only thus can one obtain knowledge of the personality of Godhead. It's not just Samvit. Samvit is not helping us when you don't have Hladini. That's why everybody's in ignorance. They haven't contacted Bhakti. So the Samvit Shakti should be maintained in that state with Hladini. Material knowledge and indirect spiritual knowledge are byproducts of the Samvit Shakti. Om Agyanitimiranja Gananjanan Shalakaya Chakshul Minitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Srila Prabhupada Ki. So there are three principal potencies, Shaktis of the Lord. Sandhini, which is the Sat potency. This establishes the Dhams, the associates, paraphernalia, right? This is who? Who is Sandhini? Who knows? Balaram. Right? Sat Chit Ananda in Vigraha. So Balaram's first expansion from Krishna. And he becomes the supreme personality of Godhead servitorship. His business is only to serve Krishna in this way. He creates Goloka Dham, Vaikunta, everything, Krishna's jewelry, his clothing, and the jivas. We manifest from Balaram. And then there's Samvit, the Chit potency. This gives knowledge, which we're talking about today. Awareness of reality, relationships in the Lord's nature. This is where you get this understanding. And then Hadini, which we've been celebrating in the form today, yesterday, in the past 2 days, Srimati Radharani Ki. She gives bliss, love of Godhead. So these three all together, they create the field of enjoyment, referred to as bhakti. This is what we're meant for participating in this entire field. All this division, all these manifestations. Balaram, he manifests in the Chaturvyuha, right? And then another Chaturvyuha. And then Kranadaksha, Garbhadaksha, Shiradaksha, all of these things, even this material world is all for Krishna's pleasure. So how does the Samvit Shakti function? We heard in the purport. It says, in the spiritual world, Samvit allows the residents of Vrindavan to relate to Krishna in their specific rasa, right? They think the rasas are friendship, parental love, conjugal love, like that. Like Mother Yashoda, her knowledge of Krishna is influenced by Samvit. She sees the supreme personality of Godhead. Imagine it. Everything emanates from him. You know, the giant sun up in the sky, floating, perfect orbit. This Earth planet. Who can create an Earth planet? Maybe we can make some iPhones and things like this. But can you make a planet? You know, that sustains itself. iPhone, even if they make it, you have to buy a new one. It doesn't last. Still imperfect. She sees that personality as, oh, my poor baby, he's going to, if I don't feed him, he will die. So in the conditioned world, when Samvit Shakti touches the jiva, when the Samvit Shakti comes to the material world, it becomes perverted, as we read there. Because there's no bhakti. So it manifests in all these scientists coming up with, oh, we come from monkeys, there's evolution, you see. There were just some chemicals. Somehow or another, they, boom, turned into life. Such a miracle. It's so foolish, isn't it? If you ask me, oh, Shikhimahiti, where'd you get that nice iPhone from? Oh, it just appeared. It come from anywhere. It took no intelligence to make that iPhone. Yet this body, which is more complicated than an iPhone, can they fix it? No. When you die, can they bring it back to life? No. That took no intelligence. So this is what happens when there's no bhakti there. And then other illusions, incomplete knowledge are there. Yes, there is a oneness. Nirvisesha sunyavadi. That exists. It's not that it's not true, but it's not complete. Who is the source of these chemicals? That's what they don't ask. Where did they come from? You see? Once Srila Prabhupada was in Mexico City, and there was a society, and I can't remember the name of it, but they have all these intellectual societies who try to answer these questions which, based on, if you don't have bhakti, you'll never answer them. You can't answer them with your blunt senses or by logic. Impossible. So they ask, the question they want to answer is, why is there anything? It's a fair question. And they even ask Prabhupada, why is there Krishna? You say it's Krishna's, everything comes from Krishna, right? Why is there Krishna? Is there any answer? Nobody can answer that question. Inconceivable exists. It's a fact, just like the ant. We are inconceivable to that ant. And you can't explain to him, what is a human being? Make your house on this side. Impossible. He doesn't have the facilities. Similarly, jivas were limited. Why is there Krishna? You can't answer that. But Prabhupada said, well, actually, we cannot answer that question because it's beyond our ability to know. But it is a fact that these things are here. Now, what is the question we can answer? He says, where did they come from? That's within our ability. Where did they come from? We say they came from Krishna. You say they came from chemicals. Which one is more logical? You see? That my iPhone just self-manifest? It evolved over time? Or did someone make it? You see? So, to get your Samvit Shakti to fully awaken, you must come in contact with the Hardini potency, or you'll never understand. You all in India have full awareness of that, right? How many people read Bhagavad-gita before they came to ISKCON? Didn't make any sense, did it? It was like, what is this, you know? In America, in Atlanta, where there's one big shopping center, an Indian gentleman, he turned it into a shopping mall, all Indian stores, which is very unique, you know, because Indian population is very small in America. But somehow or another, he made this one mall, which is all, and there's temples inside. Of course, Shiva, Durga, like this. The food court, all Indian food, very unique. So we can go in there anytime with our books like this, selling books. And of course, being in ISKCON, I'm accustomed to meeting pious Indians. When you go to that mall, you meet the impious Indians, which is shocking to me. I joined 1974, and I remember coming to India in 1977. We just assumed all Indians are Krishna conscious. I don't know why, but I thought like that. Because they come to the temple, and you just, so shocked to meet people. No, Krishna's not God. Why Krishna God? Why? It's so shocking. So what to speak in that mall? They don't even believe in God. I meet Indian people like that. They don't believe in God. There's no God. And they come to, we're in our dhoti, and they're like, how can you understand this? I've been reading this all my life. And one gentleman approached me that way. Really, he was just shocked. You're from the West, and you're dressing like this, and you can explain these things? How do you understand it? And I don't. I said, because you read the wrong Bhagavad-gita. Obviously. If I wrote a book on medical science, do you think you're going to understand it? No, I'm not a doctor. How are you going to understand Bhagavad-gita? You have to receive it from a person who is a devotee. Then the Hladini Shakti is there. Evam parampara praptam, eman raja soyolidu. Sakalena mata, yoga nasta pranta. It's coming down like this. Without the devotee touch, you don't wake up. We all have that experience, right? Krishna's God. You go, I never knew that before. I'm so surprised. It's like you wake up, isn't it? Now, what are you going to do about it? Now you have to decide. Do I surrender or do I go back to sleep and become me? I was a 16-year-old boy in Gary, Indiana. Anybody here at Gary, Indiana? Nobody hears of that place. It's insignificant. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, of course, somehow or another, Back to Godhead magazine comes to me in that insignificant place in the world. And my brother got that magazine. Devotees are chanting on the street. Never seen anyone like this before. Never. I never heard of vegetarian, but to speak of all these other things. Never heard of it. I'm surprised that he approached them when they're singing on the street and got a magazine. In those days, people would see you and they go, that's not American. What is this? What kind of madness is this? They will walk away. You try to talk to them, they go, shh, 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 shh. They shoo you away. No, go away. Don't contaminate me. Very difficult in those days. But he bought a magazine and he came home to me because we've been asking all these questions. Why are we born like this? Where does everything come from? And he told me, you won't believe it, read this. And I read Back to Godhead. It answered all the questions. I immediately woke up. Oh, thank you. So I implored my brother, get more books. You have to get more of these books. In those days, they sold Bhagavad-gita in the bookstore. Probably. They didn't have a temple in Chicago. The devotees were traveling Sankirtan. That's how he met them. And he found Prabhupada's Gita in the bookstore and brought it home to me. I couldn't even pronounce Krishna or Arjuna, any of those things. But I read it, and I got the essence of it. Krishna is God, we are his servants, and your perfection of life is to serve Krishna. And if you want to serve Krishna, you have to go to the temple. Somehow or another, I knew all that. I didn't know you're supposed to chant Hare Krishna, though. Because I would skip over that part. I couldn't pronounce it. I go, whatever, Nick, keep going. It was, I couldn't even say the word, so why should I read it, But my brother, I said, come on, let's do this. Come on. No, I'm not going to do it. I said, you agree with everything, don't you? Yeah. Well, come on then. Why are we wasting our time? No. Too lazy. Couldn't get him to do it. Shocking, isn't it? So anyway, Krishna Prabhupada's mercy on me. So Srimati Radharani, she's the full embodiment of this Hladini and Samvit. See? By the combination, she can give Krishna the highest pleasure because she knows perfectly how to do it. So she's the embodiment of both. So actually they stated this is the original form. But they became two for enjoyment. Right? And because they're separate, Krishna can't experience what Radharani is experiencing. Because he has to receive the service. We see that in the material world, right? If anybody's married, men don't understand women and women don't understand men. So many books written on that. Hundreds of books. How to have a relationship. Still nobody can figure it out. The book still doesn't help you. It's designed that way. Therefore you can have pleasure. If you know everything, how are you going to enjoy? If you know everything that's going to happen to you today by the minute, is there any pleasure in that? Oh, okay, you just go through the motions, right? What's tomorrow? Oh, some more? Okay. No, there'll be some surprises. some difficulties, some challenges. You overcome the challenges, and you feel like, yes, I did it. So even in spiritual life, you have to have some challenges. Like building this temple. Prabhupada he didn't become discouraged. He got more fired up. Oh, he wants to cheat me, huh? Okay. Come on, let's go. Pushing Giriraj Maharaj. Let's go. Do it like this. Why are you... Even this Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada knew his life was kind of going in. We didn't think that. I don't know why. Well, of course, we're 18, 19-year-olds. We're not very mature. You think Prabhupada's going to live forever. He's a pure devotee. How can he go? He has so much work to do. Only he can do it. But he knew. He was, I think it was 16 books, 17 volumes or something. He had already translated. They're behind 17 volumes, 1975. They're doing one book every 2 months. There's no way this will be finished by the time Prabhupada left his planet. So what did he do? He challenged them. Why is it taking so long? I don't understand. Oh, Prabhupada, this, that. But still, why is it taking so long? Okay, they went back and calculated, came back. We can do one book, we can do 2 books in 1 month. That's a great improvement, isn't it? You're doing 1 book in 2, now 2 books in 1 month. I want to go, oh, thank you very much. Prabhupada says, no, I want all 17 in 2 months. Can you imagine getting that service? They're like, oh, they make you faint. Oh my God. I remember when we heard that, we were all the doors like, oh, I'm glad I'm not BBT. Thank you, Krishna. I'll sell books on the street and fight with the karmis. I don't want to be BBT. I want all 16 in 2 months. Rama, of course, Rama, that's impossible. I said, impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. It's just true. And Ramachar was devoted enough that he realized, if Prabhupada says it can be done, that means it can be done. I'm just such a fool, I don't know how to do it. But Prabhupada says it can be done, it can be done. That's it, that faith. And Prabhupada wasn't giving some dumb instruction just to, torture the disciples. It was purposeful. He needed this. He knew it was coming. His life is getting short. The body's dying. I see my body dying now. I know time is short. The symptoms are there. I'm like, okay, let me try to do something more for Prabhupada. Step it up, step it up. Quit being lazy. No more excuses. And he said, I want those books on my Vyas Puja day, which is in 2 months in Vrindavan. And he walked off. You all know the story, huh? And they did it. Can you imagine that? See, that's Samvit, mixed with Hladini. There's no limitation. Don't think you're limited. Don't look at it externally. Krishna can do anything, right? He can take a camel and he can thread it in the eye of a needle. Right? That's how the faith you have to develop. And then you can do like Prabhupada, another extraordinary, right? Got on that boat and went to America. Heart attack, so many things. He's standing there with rubber shoes. In America at that time, very opulent. 1960 America, 50s America. No poor people. I grew up as a child during that time. You can finish your high school, like I don't know what they call that in India. You don't need college. You get such a nice job. Your wife stay home. You have a nice house, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, garage, car. You're going to have 4 children. You go to work, have vacation. No need for college. Everybody's living like that. So nice. Right? Prabhupada said, how? They're not going to listen to me. Look at them. They think they're happy. They think they're looks like happiness. Everybody in India, many people, I want to go to America. I want to go to America, right? Because I'm going to earn more money. I'm going to get so many things. And when they get there, you should see them. Most of them come to the temple. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. They realize it's an illusion. It's sweet rice mixed with sand, a little bit of sand. Not too much, just enough that you can eat it, but you have to tolerate the crunchy part. But it's still sweet rice. But it's not full sweet rice. And in that short period of time, look what he's done. Old body, no money, doesn't know the culture. He is from the early 1920s India, very different culture, isn't it? In the West, everybody's like, yeah, whoop, 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 yeah. Men and women mixing together. Hey, Swamiji, come on, Swamiji, come on. Right? In the beginning, Prabhupada's cooking, he's serving, he's washing the dishes, he's standing in the line to use the bathroom. Can you imagine that? So first, he's an old man. Why should he stand in line? And he's Swamiji. And he's still there. He's in the back. And there, no shame, no culture. And look what he accomplished. Of course, we know Srila Prabhupada is the Avesh, Shakta Avesh, not just pure devotee, but empowered with even more potency. I'll give a little pastime. I'll come back to this a little bit later to show you the importance of this song. But all of us have this. You should realize. Don't think, oh, I'm not pure devotee. What can I do? We're like the mailman. And the mailman takes the letter. And in that letter, at least in the old days, they would put a check. Maybe I'm getting $10,000 is coming to me, right? And the mailman brings you your check. Did he give you the $10,000? No, he's just a messenger. So we're like that. We're taking this Hladini Samvit potency of bhakti, and we just deliver it. You don't open the letter and take the check out. No, don't keep it for yourself. You hand it. So that is parampara. We're all, therefore, that's how all of us are coming here. Right? You met a devotee, and when you meet them, the potency is there. That's why we go in Harinam. Hare Krishna. People, wow. What is that? See? Jeev Jago, boom, they wake up. You give them one book. Even if they don't read that book goes everywhere. They wake everybody up. They just see you. They come to the temple, they take prasadam, they have the festivals. That Hladini Shakti, something is impregnated in them. Now they have the opportunity to understand. Of course, they need to be not envious. But even that potency is there, it's been implanted. Prabhupada said like that. You see? It's been spread. The Bhakti Lata Bij is being spread like a creeper all over. You can't stop it. So in Chicago, 1974, 75, my experience is we would go on the street, as I mentioned, to chant. Not often, because Prabhupada wanted the book sold. And not just for the books being sold, but the money was generated from the book sales. Because he'd been preaching in India and starting all these projects. And Indians were still, Mayavadi at minimum. Why Krishna God? Why? Shiva God, this one God, nobody. Who are you? Why no one to hear it. Such a battle. I remember in 77 trying to sell books in Mathura. I didn't sell one book. I never had that experience in my life. Not one book. What do you do? You just CIA. Or they, Hare Krishna, Hare ha ha, start poking us. Hare Krishna, I want to just punch somebody. I said, okay, just stop. Don't. Even at one point in Mumbai, Prabhupada said, no more Harinam. They were making such offenses. He said, don't do it anymore for a while. So covered over. So in the West, it's, people throw eggs at us. You have to punch you, so many things. Get police harass us all the time. Legally, we could do what we're doing, but they still take you to jail, so many things. As a matter of fact, the legal system was pretty good back then. So we sued the city of of Chicago. Within a year, we had 80 arrests for book distribution and different things. And we go in front of the judge, he goes, not guilty, they can do this. They didn't care, they keep arresting us. So one devotee is very clever. Let's sue the city for harassment. They're harassing us. Good case. We went to court, and the judge said, yes, you are harassing the Hare Krishnas. $100,000 fine. We're like, yes! You do it again, $200,000. I'm quoting the equivalent of what the money was back then. So we had our papers of the judgment, right? And we go on the street. The policemen come up to you. Hey, do you have permission to do this? Yeah, we have this court case. And they smack it out of our hand and take us to the police car. Instantly, they beat you in your ribs. And I told you, don't come back here anymore. You keep coming here, and you're going to get more of this. Take us to jail. But they wouldn't arrest us. They let us go. Oh, man, these tricky rascals, They wouldn't stop. It was such a battle, But we were Prabhupada's warriors. We didn't care. Fine, come on. That's all you have? We'll be back tomorrow. Watch. But we have a guard way down the street. Police are coming. Run. Then we let them walk by. Okay, come back out. We just had this cat and mouse game with them. So in this environment, Prabhupada is coming to Chicago. I don't know what the other cities were like, but most were a little, maybe not as bad. Chicago's people don't realize, it's a very hard city, cruel, And I've been a devotee maybe 8 months. I'm going to get initiated. And Prabhupada's coming to Chicago, like, yeah. He couldn't go to all the temples in America. There's too many. So, how do you think he decided which temples to go to? Can you guess? Whoever sold the most books. That's how he got us to compete. And we're not pure devotees. These people are beating me. Why do I want to sell them a book? The heck with them. Who cares for them? Let them go to hell. I'm not a pure devotee. But I want to see Prabhupada. So you're going to take a book. Because the more books we sell, the more chance we have Prabhupada comes to our temple and not to Detroit. So we're competing. Everybody's looking at that. Oh my God, it was very good strategy, huh? So anyway, coming to Chicago, we beat Detroit. And they say, we're going to the airport to greet Prabhupada with kirtan. I said, are they crazy? These policemen harass us like anything. Why are we going to do this? I said, they're going to arrest Prabhupada. That's what I was thinking. I'm a new devotee. What am I going to say? I said, don't do this. So anyway, we just go. We go to the airport. No permission. We just walk in. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. 40, 50 devotees going down the terminals. Big scene. All the karmis are looking at us with disgust. People making such a disturbance. The policemen are they don't know what to do because they know they've been sued to death, so they don't want to harass us in such a public place. Airport's too public. We go to the terminal where Prabhupada's arriving. In those days, no security. You just walk right up to where the people come off the plane. And television comes somehow or another. I guess devotees that arrange all these events. I'm seeing, okay. And I'm nervous still because I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to arrest Prabhupada. And the plane lands. And by that time, Srila Prabhupada is a well-known figure. He's allowed to come off first. And you see that door open, and the dandas, and there's Prabhupada. I didn't realize he's Bengali high, not, he's not too tall. And he's pure devotee of Krishna. You see the video, but you have to be there to experience it. Because imagine 50 devotees are chanting for you. You're coming back from Sankirtan, and they have big kirtan because you had a big day. What do? You have to smile, don't you? Oh, or maybe you act, okay, I'm humble, I'm not transcendental. Those are all material reactions because we have false ego. Prabhupada doesn't have false ego. He doesn't do any of that. That's why you see devotees, they just stand like this. You don't know what to do. He doesn't interact with you how we interact with one another. And he's walking in his body is old, but it's so, I hate to use the word effulgent, but he's very healthy. When you're happy, your body is bright. And who can be more in bliss than Prabhupada? And you can see the glow sort of there, because he's, but at the same time, his face isn't like smiley happy. So good to see you. No, he's like grave because he's focused on his mission. But he's happy. All these contradictions of emotions, you can see them. How do you react to them? You just stunned. And you feel this, that he's coming to give, you can feel it. He's given me something. I want to serve him. No envy. You have no envy because he has no false ego. There's nothing to envy. So you just, wow, Prabhupada, and he's walking and they have the big umbrella with the chamras, flower petals as he's walking. Can you imagine you do that for some karmis? What do people do? Boo, who do you think you are, right? Immediately they start criticizing. Nobody did that to Prabhupada. The karmis are just, they were stunned. They were just... And those same policemen that were a little upset before, now they're on the side of Prabhupada walking. Get back, get back. They start serving. This is the potency, Prabhupada's potency. Our potency, they beat us. Hey, you think you're doing out here, rascal? Don't come back. Prabhupada, get back, stand back. Well, do I? Hare Krishna. And he just very grave. Focus on his. All those policemen that saw Prabhupada, those two policemen, they never bothered us again. I don't know if they ever became devotees, but they never harassed us again. So this is Samvit mixed with Hladini, with Shakt Avesh. It was easy to be a devotee when Prabhupada was. When after you see Prabhupada, like, yes, Krishna is God. And no more doubt, for sure. I want to be like that. I want to feel the transcendent, you can do anything. You feel like that. Of course, he goes away and you come back because we're marginal and we're not perfect. So we start making offenses to everybody again. Why you don't talk to me? Like, who do you think you are? Why are you taking so much maha? Why don't we get back on the neophyte level again after Prabhupada's visit? But you want to see him again next year. So you're taking a book. And everybody's giving. What's it all about? You can read about it later. Give a donation. We're really heavy. Oh, everybody's giving. Of course, we didn't dress like this because nobody would stop. We even put wigs on. And we're out 9 hours a day, so we had shoes made for our feet so we could stand long. You had to, and we just look aggressive. You had to be a little aggressive. Or they don't respect you. You can't, hi, can I ask you a question? They'll just keep walking, right? Hey, you, talking. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, you, come here. Take one of these. We're handing them out to everybody. We're helping people. Give a donation. Everybody's giving. See what you can give to help. And you pull your money out so you can see the money. Everybody's giving. Oh, okay. Then they get their wallet. And they give you change for the 100. I'm going to give you change. Give me the 100. Can you leave the whole thing? Okay. You start counting some back. Okay, thank you. Go, next. Go. He couldn't preach. Krishna's God. Why Krishna? I'm Krishna. Why are you telling me about Krishna? Get out of here. No. Even a devotee, you have to be a little bit aggressive. You can't just be, excuse me, sir. Everybody wants to be dominant, right? Everybody wants to be boss. Hey, why you bother me? No, you have to be a little bit, but not too much. So in this way, actually, we're selling with inflationary dollars in Chicago about 10,000 US dollars of books a day. Like that, very hard. I mean, it wasn't easy. And we didn't make nice temples like this. We sent it all to India. All right, you come to Atlanta and you see our temples. They're still the same old temples from 1950, 1970, falling apart. You need to send us some money, huh? You go to Atlanta, it's still, anyways. Has some historic buildings so you can see what it was like, like when you see the old tirthas, when you go on Parikaram. So, but India was tough. Imagine, Prabhupada had about 5,000 disciples. Maybe 100 Indians. They wouldn't join. Because to join means you shave your head, move in the ashram. There wasn't no outside devotees. My family, my mother, my father, right? Difficult to give those things up. So, anyway, I didn't get to finish all my class, but the essence of this verse is that the Samvik Shakti is the knowledge potency of Krishna. Samvit will help you be aware of Krishna, but when there's no bhakti, no hadini potency, then you think chemicals, sunyavadi, all these weird things. So as devotees, we have that bhakti, that hadini. You have to give it to others. At least expose it to them. Otherwise, they stay in ignorance. So it reveals both Krishna's true nature, his Krishna Tattva, and the Jiva's true nature, the Jiva Swarup. And is most fully embodied in Srimati Radharani because she knows Krishna completely and thus directs the bliss of Hladini perfectly. So when we return to the spiritual world, she'll engage us in service. Okay, you become a tree, you become a bumblebee. No, I want to be a gopi, I want to be a tree. Everybody wants to be gopi, huh? Actually, gopi is not best position. Tree and bees and butterflies are best position. You know why? They get to see everything. When Radha and Krishna come together and they have their internal pastimes, no gopis or cowherd boys are there. The butterflies, the trees, the birds, they're there. And they get to see it. And when you're there, just like when we were with Prabhupada, you can feel their ecstasy. You can feel Prabhupada's ecstasy. And you're like, wow, And you're there, they'll experience the rasa between Radha and Krishna. And therefore, actually, the most valued devotees there are the parrots. All the householders put some nice food for the parrots to come. Oh, come. Can you tell me something about Radha and Krishna today? Then they get to experience it too. That's the potency. These books are like that. All the nectar is in those books. And they all awaken the people in the same way. So, Srimati Radharani ki. Oh, glory to Prabhupada. Any questions or comments? I think we got about 5 more minutes or so. Oh, I didn't see Prabhu over there.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. So wonderful to hear Srila Prabhupada pastimes from your like original association. We also narrate pastime, but we read and tell. But you are narrating out of your personal association. It is so wonderful to hear. One thing I want to add, that like you were mentioning about printing Chaitanya Charitamrita in 2 months. Prabhupada said, Krishna can give you the whole world in 18 days.
Yes. If we were surrendered.
Yeah, but the problem is what he will do.
Yeah.
Like that. And not only that, Prabhupada is so empowered. We don't have such empowered personalities now, that nowadays Prabhupada told to make this temple in 6 months. We have temples going on, they are struggling to make temples for years, 10, 15, 20 years. But Prabhupada said 6 months. Nothing is impossible for pure devotees.
Yeah. These are all pastimes. The pastimes are continuing. They haven't stopped. So all these Prabhus, they have so many nectar pastimes. And hopefully you all write these things down and preserve them so they're not lost. And you'll have your pastimes after all these Prabhus we leave our bodies. It doesn't end. Even once Prabhupada was challenged, he says, this philosophy is making everybody very weak and soft. Love Krishna and all these principles. He says, you wait in the future, you see how Vaishnavas act. That time hasn't come yet. When we'll have wars, there'll be Vaishnavas. Not just Hare Krishna right now, you see. But right now, this is our seva. So everything is complete. Everything is in Krishna service. Not just sit under a tree and be peaceful. We want to make Krishna happy, right? Like Prabhu was saying. This is Krishna's world, 18 days. That's what Prabhupada was thinking like that. He was a revolutionary. He wasn't just trying to bring peace to the world. This is Krishna's world. Should be using Krishna service. So that time will come eventually. Hopefully, I don't want to see it. I'll be too old.
Once Srila Prabhupada was walking in the New York airport, one black person, he was cleaning the air runway, and then he saw Prabhupada walking. Then he started shouting, "This man is shining! This man is shining!" Yeah. Like you were mentioning, Prabhupada.
It's a fact. I talked to some God brothers, and they told I didn't feel like that. I did. When that door opened, it just like, pow, wow. You could just feel Prabhupada. It was just, wherever he was, in his room, you just, oh. He's this walking spiritual world, right? It says like that. They're like walking tirthas. Everywhere they step, it becomes a tirtha. They're so powerful. So, the same problem, it's not gone, it's just, we're covered. That's the problem, right? So, anything else, or?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
जैसे कि आप बता रहे थे क्लास में कि जैसे कि हम कोई किताब दुकान से खरीद के लाते हैं तो ऐसे हम खुद पढ़ के समझ नहीं सकते हैं। जैसे कि भगवद-गीता अगर हम लेके आते हैं तो बिना भक्तों की सहायता के हम नहीं समझ सकते हैं। भगवद-गीता के पहले अध्याय के पहले श्लोक के ही परपट में प्रभुपाद जी लिखते हैं कि भक्तों की सहायता के बिना समझने का प्रयास नहीं करना चाहिए। और दूसरी चीज़ प्रभुपाद जी लिखते हैं कि स्वार्थ प्रेरित व्याख्या के बिना, अगर मान लीजिए कोई समझा रहा है, भक्त ही है, लेकिन उसको समझाने के पीछे उसका अपना स्वार्थ है, तो प्रभु जी उसी से समझना जरूरी है, या जैसा ही कल 2 दिन पहले ही जगदीश रामरूप प्रभु बता रहे थे कि अगर कोई 10 बार प्रभुपाद की पुस्तकों को पढ़े तो अच्छी तरह से उन चीज़ों को समझ सकता है। तो प्रभु जी इसके बारे में कैसे समझना चाहिए, जरा इसके बारे में आप बताएंगे तो अच्छा है।
Hare Krishna. Nice question. You have to understand that we are not gaining the knowledge of Krishna, some of it by our logic. This is not that kind of learning like mathematics, chemistry, engineering. This is of the heart, awakening. So you associate with devotees, and we try to take advanced association if we can. That's nice. But some association. And through that association, these anartas, which are covering our true understanding of Krishna and how to love Krishna, it gets cleansed. I was going to read that, but I didn't get to it. I took so much time with the pastimes. And that Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sankata Bhajana Kriya. And that verse describes the steps. And actually, the Samvit Tattva can be analyzed on each of those steps. So the Raganuga, which is the spontaneous part, is coming previously from rules and regulations, associating, fixed chanting, all these things. So, yeah, read Prabhupada's books. And even, as you know, as we read Prabhupada's books, so many things to discuss. Find someone to discuss them with. Junior, senior, peer. You don't want to hear from my non-devotees, of course. You can hear from any devotees. You'd be surprised sometimes. Everybody has some realization, unique realization of Krishna. You can't say, because I've only been a devotee 6 months, I have no realization. He may realize something about Krishna, someone been devotee 50 years, never realized. How will you know it unless you hear it? But I'm not going to hear it because he's too new. You look at when they're speaking Bhagavatam, who's there? Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, all the great sages. And in walks 16-year-old Shukadeva Goswami. He speaks. Why is he speaking? Vyasadeva should be speaking. He wrote Bhagavatam. Why is the son speaking? Why is it Narada Muni speaking? He's the spiritual master of Vyasadeva. No, they're sitting and listening. And Shukadeva Goswami, he's speaking. And they're like, oh, so much nectar. The version we hear is from about Shukadeva Goswami. It's even not in Shukadeva Goswami. It's Sutta Goswami. The more is explained, the more nectaring it becomes. So it's difficult to understand fully all these things, how they work. But what we try to avoid is the 10 offenses, and we try to avoid non-devotee association. And we want to keep everybody encouraged in our devotional service in this way. And we can all stay in the process, Chaito Darpana Marjanam, cleanse our heart, Bhavad Mahagda Bhakti Navapanam. The bhav expands, you see. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
प्रभु जी, मेरा मूल प्रश्न यह था कि भक्त लोग जो हैं, एक मिनट ट्रांसलेशन करेंगे। मेरा मूल प्रश्न यह था प्रभु जी कि जैसा कि आपने बताया कि भक्त लोग भटकाते नहीं हैं, लेकिन वास्तव में भक्त लोग भी कभी-कभी भटकाने का काम करते हैं। इसके लिए मेरा प्रश्न था, जरा आप।
Hare Krishna. I can translate in English for all to hear. So his question regarding the hearing from the devotees. So basically Prabhupada writes in Srimad Bhagavad-gita, first verse, the first purport itself, one should hear or read, understand Bhagavad-gita from the pure devotees.
Yes.
So basically the devotees who are so-called devotees here, they may object, they may give their own interpretation because of their ulterior motives. They are not pure in their heart.
They are pure devotees, first of all. They are pure devotees.
Yeah. So if that is the case, so what do you give suggestion? Because as he heard from Ramru Prabhu 2 days back, he was mentioning read 10 times Srila Prabhupada books.
Well, you can hear from them. Why not? Why can't you hear from them? That's my question to him.
Then why Prabhupada said that he should hear only for pure devotees?
They are pure devotees. You telling me they're not pure devotees? I'm asking you, are they not pure devotees? Pure devotee is, you're confusing pure devotion with Krishna praying. Within pure devotion, there's Krishna praying. Within pure devotion, there's neophytes also. Everything, but they're pure devotees. Prabhupada said that. He said, all my disciples are pure devotees. I don't have Krishna praying. So within that, you have to learn how to associate. If you learn to associate, you make nice advancements. If you don't learn how to associate, you can fall down. You offend this devotee, you'll fall down. You think they're not advanced, make an offense. I've been devotee 52 years. I've seen so many guys, but boom, gone. Trinadapi, Sunichena, Tarodapi, that's the key. Be respectful. You can hear from them. It's not that, I approach them in a, oh, you're my guru, tell me something. No, don't be sentimental. You learn the art. He's generally older devotee, help the younger devotee. But sometimes they'll say something. You go, wow, I never thought about that. Okay. And the peers, hey, let's take prasadam and discuss these things together. Superiors, can I render you some service? I have some question. You ask humbly and render service. Yes? Okay, thank you very much. You don't treat them as a friend. You won't learn anything. Like Arjuna taught Krishna as a friend. But when he wanted to learn something, he said, no, now you're my guru. We're not friends anymore. So you have to learn this art of how to associate. But everybody who accepts Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are pure devotee. They just haven't fully come to the platform of Krishna praying yet. Tadoshada, Tata Sadhu, Sangata, Bhajanakriya, Tato Nata, Navritti Shat. See, all the steps are there. But that's pure devotional service. It begins with accepting Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. So let us associate the pure devotees. Let us all associate and learn how to associate properly. You see? That's what we're learning. So, yeah, that term is always confusing. You're a pure devotee, we think, okay, Prabhupada. Rick get confused with that, They think, no, you're not Prabhupada, I don't want to. Where's Prabhupada? You can't, if he's not here to chastise you, how are you going to learn? And make it, why would, even if Prabhupada saw his guru 3 times, maybe, not even 3 times. And look what he did. So there's a method to this. We don't, anyways. Yeah, don't make it too complicated. Don't make it too difficult. Sometimes we can make Krishna consciousness too difficult. It's not that difficult. Whatever level you're on, enjoy it too. Relish the level of your Krishna consciousness you have. Don't be, I want to get to the next level. You can't even enjoy where you are. So busy trying to get Krishna praying, and you're just suffering all the time. I gotta do better japa. Let me do my japa. You can't force love of Godhead. It's not a mechanical arrangement. You do your japa exactly the way it's described in, Krishna praying. Okay. No. Krishna gives you Krishna praying. You can't force him to give it to you. He looks at your heart. The key is that Trinadapi, Sunichina, and also Mamcha Yo Vyabhicharina. Those 2 verses. You focus, determine and hum on all those other things. And then you'll make it. It's a good combination. That's Prabhupada. He's the essence of those 2 things. You'll make it. And he was like that. He didn't torture the devotees. Devotees building this temple, they were far from perfect. Prabhupada left, many of them left. After Prabhupada left, they left. But when Prabhupada never made them feel, why didn't you chant your japa better, this, that. He'd address them even, Maharaj, come to see me. Imagine Prabhupada call you Maharaj. I'm not, what do you think, Shrutikirti Prabhu? What do I think? Yes, tell me what you think. Okay? So learn how to associate. So, anyways, all glories to Prabhu. Daily questions. Thank you. I'm going to watch more of the video so I can hear his questions every day. Challenging. I'm used to a Western audience. You know, you're not the body, God exists. You don't have to argue any philosophy. No, yes I am. No, you're not. Yes I am. No, I'm. You see? So in India, I got to learn some Shastra so I can answer all those questions. Prabhu's here. He's here for that. Next time he's here, or Prabhu, you. Okay, I have to go to the dentist, so we have to stop here. All glory, Shri Guru, Shri Garanga, Hari Hari Bol.